1-0. He could clinch it here. This would be a phenomenal win for Byul. Duckdeok, of course, wants to bounce back if he can. Let's hop in to game number 2. All right, Roddy.
Here we go, man.
Bonin in the bottom left-hand corner, a whirlwind. The red Zerg player, Byul. And his opponent in the bottom right-hand corner of the whirlwind, he is Duckdeok.
Now, man, if I was an aspiring pro gamer when I was young and I would have to choose a nickname, I would choose anything, any deer that makes a sound. That seems to be very popular here.
What sound does the moose make? I think somebody quacked out there. I could also ask, what does the fox say?
I don't think the fox squawks.
Nobody really knows.
Gateway in the main base once more for Duckdeok. This time not at his ramp, though.
You know, I saw a really funny post on Reddit the other day. It was a picture of a fox, and he looked very sad. And at the top, it had the caption, "No one asks." And at the bottom, it says, "What does the fox feel?" And he looked so sad.
Very valuable information to this PvZ.
If I ever see a fox, I'm going to ask him how it feels to be a fox.
All right, Byul's opening up with a hatchery first, but this time in his own natural, so nothing too crazy going on.
And look how safe he's being. He's pulled a drone patrolling for any attempt at cannon rush. It's not going to happen clearly, as we've seen Gateway expand.
But that's something he doesn't know yet.
Saving up even more money, Kev. I think we have devious intentions.
Wow, is he going to go
Don't
double
go that way.
And he
please don't go that way.
He's going to figure it out real soon that this is going to be a little dicey to expand towards this direction. Expanding towards the Protoss' main. That's basically giving him an invitation to 2-base all-in you. Yep. That's like, I'm going to make it a little closer for you. I'm going to shorten the rush distance a little bit.
All those good 2-base all-ins that there are, I'm going to make it just a little easier. 3 hatch before spawning pool for Byul. He's going to drop a gas before spawning pool, so this is a very greedy opening.
No, there's no man overboard yet for Byul, but it is very likely as soon as Duckdeok is going to scout this, which he hasn't done at all so far, he didn't even send out a probe, that he's like, you know what, I'm just going to throw down 6-7 gates and I'm just going to try to, you know, drop a couple of good force fields, kill a few roaches and links and even up this series. If he doesn't though, it would be the end of the road, because if you would commit to such a big attack, whether it's 6, 7 or 8 gate, there's almost no way to transition out of it if Zerg stabilizes on 3 hatcheries. That's a hard call to make. It's a call that's easy to make if you play. Ooh, I'm not sure how.
Suddenly it gets really rough. Hashtag dicey.
Then again, there are many all-ins from his target as well. We know that Maxed likes to do it. There was, who did it early this tournament? Was it Genius, I believe? Yeah, Genius against Jaedong, right?
Yeah.
Made a couple of Void Rays, then just followed it up with 7 gates, only on 38 or 39 probes. Just a ridiculous low amount of workers. So just because he is going Stargate doesn't mean
that he can't still get very aggressive. But if he chooses to be greedy, if he chooses to go Stargate into a 3rd base, boy, is it going to get tough.
Yep, because then Byul's economy is just going to skyrocket, and it's going to be hard for Duckdeok to protect all 3 bases at once if Byul decides to go for some multi-pronged aggression. Torch as well. Well, Phoenixes with +1. Zealots. It's a Phoenix opening.
Yep. Phoenixes are on the way.
Now I'm a little bit afraid that
there's nothing here to stop these lings from getting in.
Another single unit. So very quick, Phoenix. His sentry is a little late to the party.
Oh, he's not going to get the force field. That's a great scout. This is one of the best feelings in the world for a Zerg player, to get 2 lings in and see exactly what your opponent's up to.
Not too bad for Duckdeok though, because now he can just review his Phoenixes immediately and starts picking away at these Overlords. He will be able to get this one for sure, and I think he's going to be able to find this one as well, because it's in a pretty obvious location in this phase of the game. 1 or 2 spores are going down already. That's pretty early.
Yes, better safe than sorry. 36 drones right now to 32 probes. 6 minutes, 30 seconds into the game. This is the... What? 14 lings? This makes no sense to me at all.
Does he... He does the speed already, just a little bit of map control. I mean, he wants to make sure that there's nothing going on the map that he's not aware of, but he knows that this is kind of an invitation for Duckdeok to go to a 2-base all-in. So the worst thing that could ever happen is pylons going up all around the map with him being aware of it. With a bunch of speed links, he will be able to identify it a little bit quicker.
Spore Crawler is going to finish up, and it should shut down additional harassment. Man, just 3 more spores on the production cap. Kevin, the way Byul is handling his economy powering I'm scratching my head a little bit, as he's now once more fallen behind in workers, at least momentarily. Speedlings are out though, and they will be able to get some map control, do a lot of good scouting. Say, hey, what's up? I see sentries.
Even tried to run into the main base, but with those sentries, there's just nothing that can be done. Phoenixes might be a big of an overlord, but it's going to be hard. Byul played this very safe. He has 2 spores in every single base. I thought he had like 4 or 5 in total, but he actually has 6 of them already. That is going to just be happy droning after that. Robotics facility being wiped in as well, man. There are 46 probes on the map, so we're going to keep a close eye on the probe production tab. We can see Duckdeok, he's still producing probes,
yep.
and you know, normally there's nothing wrong with that, but I'm afraid at the moment that Byul is going to be aware of this, he is going to go crazy, and he's going to be up like 15 to 20 workers in the blink of an eye.
55 drones to 48, still probes being produced 2 at a time. Kevin, I think that Byul has slowed his economy down enough that Duckdeok is never going to be super behind.
By the time that, I wouldn't necessarily agree with that, because he can definitely saturate all 3 bases. He can drop these extractors soon, and he's going to be able to have, like Byul's just still not sure about it. And yes, he definitely slowed himself down a little bit, but we all know how long it actually takes before this 3rd base is going to be truly up and running for Duckdeok if he wants to go up to 3 bases. But the probe count definitely indicates that he wants. I mean, 54 probes, that's almost guaranteed 3 bases.
86 supply to 79.
Phoenixes have not been super successful, sorry Dan, Ren.
Byul just refuses to really get serious about his economy. He stops at 61 drones, makes another round of units. He's never really been that far ahead. It's 60 to 54 harvesters right now. 3rd base goes down for Duckdeok. And now we're going to see that next round of workers from Byul, but this just feels so inconsistent. He was
very careful. He was very precious.
He was cautious. Very careful. Sorry. He was very cautious. You're right. Maybe overly so, maybe not. We'll see how the game plays out.
I mean, you'd rather be safe than sorry. It would be very silly to lose.
Yeah, lose
just by going up to 70 drones and not having any
right. But
fire being dropped as well. That's interesting.
I still want to say at the same time, if you're going to be this careful, why go 3 hatch before pool?
Yeah, but now he's still putting himself in a good position, though. I still kind of like his position. There's nothing really out on the map that's very scary. First Colossus is just about to join the fray. He has a perfect scout there. Apparently there was some reason to activate Guardian Shield. I missed it.
He's just showing off for his friends. Hey guys, look what I can do.
Look at my bubble.
This Zealous is like, oh.
Wish I could do that. Couple of roaches and Zerkin's going to try to engage. Colossus is a little exposed though.
This Colossus is going to go down. Yes, it does. This is a great pickoff for Byul.
That's very sloppy here by Duckdeok. He should be able to be okay. He might be able to drop a point. Oh, he's losing that sentry as well.
Wow, this is a very painful loss for Duckdeok, losing a lot of valuable units. This Zealot at the front might end up going down. Will there be a force field thrown down? Yes, there it is. A couple of Void Rays are going to come out, and this will spell the end of the aggression. But Kev, I think it might be Muta time.
Yeah, it's an open invitation as well to go for a big Muta switch. That 4th base is down. He could immediately take these extractors. A couple of roaches are going to try to make their way into this 3rd base, and certainly with Void Ray and Colossus, yes, we do have 4 Phoenixes. First Corruptors are produced. That doesn't mean he never wants to go Muta, but he doesn't have to either. Just Roach, Hydra, Corruptor, I think is pretty good too in this scenario, because he has such an overwhelming economy, and he just slowed down Duckdeok a lot. Like that Colossus should have never died.
Yeah, that was a big mistake from Duckdeok. Economically, we are looking at about 72 harvesters to about 66, so Duckdeok's done a good job of keeping himself close in terms of the income. But man, after losing all those units, he's fallen quite behind in the army supply.
What's very important to mention as well is that he lost a bunch of sentries, and he's really going to need force field dealing with Roach Hydra. If we look at the amount of roaches that are on the map, the last thing that Duckdeok wants to do now is being aggressive.
Oh, dangerous game, Duckdeok.
Oh, the Mothership Core, there are Corruptors coming in from the side as well.
And
this is so
here
risky.
we go. Byul's going to go and try and pick a big fight. Corruptors are going to focus down the Mothership Core. Oh, wow. That was close. A couple Stalkers get left behind. Can they get home in time? It looks like they cannot.
Oh,
Well,
that
maybe they
Colossus
can't.
realizing that he's in a very dicey position.
And he is going to get picked to pieces by Zerglings and Corruptors. Lings up into the third base. That's going to be tough to deal with. Meanwhile, the Hydras and the Roaches pushing on the natural. Byul is at the cusp of a 2-0 victory and advancing on to the quarterfinals. Pushing up into the natural. Duckdeok's in a lot of trouble. A Void Ray behind a Forge. Couple of Stalkers is all that's left.
Very convincing play here by Byul, just hitting on the right moment, doing so much damage with that early poke, and now just running all over Duckdeok. Photon Overcharge is casted, maybe with a couple of Warpins, Duckdeok will be able to stabilize here, but the damage has been dealt.
Oh, critical damage being dealt. The Robo at half health, Pylons being taken out on powering some gateways. Roach reinforcements continue to stream forward. It's 155 supply to 90. And Byul pulls further ahead with his next round of injections. Here comes a few more Roaches. Looks like Byul will back off for now, wants to collect himself.
He's making a lot of additional Corruptors just to make sure that he doesn't have to worry about Colossus, but that's, I think all those Corruptors could have been Mutilates, and that would have made it really hard for Duckdeok to defend multiple locations at once. These Corruptors are not going to be very useful. Actually, there's a second Colossus on the way, so I guess it's not too bad. Either way, Byul just in a phenomenal position.
Yes, sir. 194 Zerg supply against about 120 Protoss supply. Duckdeok trying to stabilize, trying to find a single good fight that gets him back even.
Not a single sentry is on the map, so we're not going to have any force field at all. Might not even see a Guardian shield. There are a lot of Roaches here.
And they are going to push right forward. Here come the Corruptors, focusing down the Colossi. Oh, so quickly they both get erased before the fighting even really starts. The Stalkers retreating up into the third base. Byul, the Zerg player representing WCS America, is looking so strong here on Whirlwind, still unwilling to commit to that killing blow. He's going to walk up the ramp of the natural.
He has so many units in production, so many units that are on the way, making their way across the map. That I actually think it's a little risky what he's doing over here, because he's attacking with like 1/3 of his army, but I guess he's in a position that he can get away with it.
194 supply against 120. Reinforcements are on the way. Couple of Zealots and Stalkers coming forward. There's a single Immortal in the mix. There's the big aggressive blink. Corruptors are not able to help out here. They're just going to corrupt everything that they can. Hydras are doing good damage, but they are slowly melting away under the fire of this Protoss army. Duckdeok, did you just hold?
Yes, he did, man. These units just arriving one by one, but he is losing a lot of Stalkers though, and he's not in a position to lose a lot of Stalkers because he's just nowhere near as rich as Byul. Byul is on 4 bases, so these trades, even though they were not very cost effective, they are effective in the long run.
170 Zerg supply, over 100. Duckdeok is hanging on, man. He's really refusing to give up. These Corruptors are proven to be kind of dead supply at this point in the game. There's still the 10.
But at least they're going to make those Hydras a lot stronger because, you know, they prevent Colossus from ever entering the fray. Oh no. Uh-oh.
We are seeing the Swarm Host upgrade, so a transition into Swarm Host would be exceptionally hard to deal with without any real ability.
It would also be a very
AoE
slow
damage.
and painful death, as we recently
Yeah. We've seen a couple of those before.
Very interesting position of this forward base as well. I'm not sure why Duckdeok feels that he can get away with that. Duckdeok, you're down 60 supply. You're not supposed to expend towards your opponent. But he's not afraid.
Trying to get something going, securing a 4th base. If he can mine here, if he can get a little bit of time, if he can get some High Templar out, Kev, anything's possible.
Those Swarmos are actually going to be pretty damn good because there is no Colossi, no Colossus on the map. There is not a single High Templar either on the map. Right when I say it, we do see the Templar Archives being wiped in. But, you know, it's going to take a little while before there's actually a storm. He's very low on gas. If he keeps warping in Stalkers, he's going to be even lower on gas. But he kind of has to because there's nothing really else he can do with it.
Byul's maxed out. He's going to want to start trading off some units soon so that he can maintain this this Swarm Host tech switch. He's got 7 Swarm Hosts already.
It's been such an unfortunate game for Duckdeok because he's such a good player, but that very first exchange where he lost those sentries, he lost those Colossus, or that single Colossus, really put him behind.
Good force fields going down, but does it really matter? Hydras and Locusts and Roaches pushing forward. This Protoss army forced to fight a very large number of Locusts. This is always difficult, certainly without the Colossi, certainly without any High Templar. Here comes the first High Templar warp in.
Those force fields were actually fantastic. He zoned off quite a few Hydras, picked all of them off, and didn't lose too many units. But these Swarmos still pose a pretty serious threat.
Yes, sir. Swarm hosts continue to push forward. And Stalkers blinking away as quickly as they can. 190 supply over 130.
Swarmo's leading the charge. He's not afraid.
Well, he should be, Kev, because now he's dead. Still, it's 190 Zerg supply. Duckdeok is getting himself back in this. He's slowly gaining more and more units, but I'm still very worried.
Byul's still very far ahead. He's maxed out. He's pretty rich. The Greatest Fire is on the way. Infestors are on the way. He's definitely taking his time. And these Hydras and Locusts will go to town on this port base. And with the Protoss army being out of position, it might fall to the next wave.
Oh, good force field sectioning off some of this army, but the Hydras coming from behind are going to make it very difficult to trade here. Archons get focused down. Swarm hosts are going to have another wave of Locusts very soon, and when they do pop out, they'll be completely surrounded this Protoss army. Here come the Locusts. Duckdeok's going to want to get out of there. Zerg is still maxed out, and Duckdeok drops down to just 120 supply. An Immortal will fall. A Stalker will fall.
Once again, he was able to pick off quite a few units, but, you know, what we always say, man, it's like sweeping leaves on a windy day. These Swarmos will keep pumping out those Locusts. So many Zerg units are on the way, and, you know, it's an uphill battle if I've ever seen one.
Oh, yeah. Duckdeok knows he's got to establish this base. He's got to get some answer to the Swarm host. And now, just as the Void Ray production begins, we see the Greater Spire finishing up. So if the Swarm hosts aren't problematic enough, some Broodlords will also add to the dilemma.
The Carbot Animation Zealot. He's going at it all day.
Yeah, all day, every day.
This is such a terrifying Zerg army. There is Fungal Grove, there are Broodlords on the map soon, there are so many Locusts, there are still Hydralisk as well. Great Fungal on a couple of these Immortals and Archons.
Great catch. Down goes the Nexus. Down go these two Immortals. And here comes Byul, still maxed out. Morphing Broodlords directly overhead. Throwing Fungals because he don't care. Duckdeok is down 120 supply. This is an impossible position, Kev. Void Rays, they're going to be okay against the Corruptors. They're going to be great against the Broodlords. Not so good against the Hydras or the Infestors.
Byul's just really, really enjoying this. A couple of feedbacks will land on these Infestors, but they are going to go down as well. And soon we're going to have Swarmos and Broodlords at the same time.
And there it is. Good game. Byul has done it.
Wow. Byul making it to the round of 8 here in Canada at the Season 3 finals. Man, what a great story this has been so far. Went through the qualifiers.
The dream
Look how happy he is.
Alive. Byul